this has really like been the knowledge and like the application that I've been seeking for like a long time.
And Jasmine, just like that, you are the most recent graduate of the Fearless Fretboard guitar program. You're the first student to graduate here in Los Angeles, in the place where it all happens.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So, kind of what I'd love to hear is, I know that you kind of had your eye on the guitar program for a little while.
I did.
You were thinking about it. You had reached out to me a handful of times about it.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden you really made the decision. You were ready to get started and jump in. So what was that for you that really kind of let you knew that you were ready to get started with this?
Unemployment is a big one. That's when I started the program, because I was like, I need something like consistent, and I want to like take the time to commit myself to like my instrument a little more.
Yeah.
And also like there was like a synth workshop that Tim wanted to do, so I was like, you know, I'll do this if you do that, kind of a thing. Like, I'll go out of my comfort zone if you go out of your comfort zone, and it just kind of became this like pact in a way. Yeah. So that, and like, yeah, it was the time I like finished my record like last summer, so I was just kind of like looking for new inspiration and like rededicating myself to my instrument, that kind of thing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, and like I'm working with new musicians too, and like we're gonna be arranging together, and so it's like I wanted to have more like freedom to work within the band as a unit rather than just always like bringing a song to the band. Yeah, like I wanted to like change up my creative process. So yeah, this was like good kind of tool for that, I think.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Do you feel like it's kind of, has it been that for you, or did it turn into something else?
Yeah, I mean, hugely. Like it's really like changed like my, at least like how I feel the dynamic of band practice is. Because like, you know, you're setting up instruments and then somebody will just kind of like start playing something, and then everyone kind of jumps in on that. And I feel like before I'd feel like a little lost and like, oh, I don't want to play like a bad note, and just like, you know, yeah, it just kind of, it felt like driving without a map. So yeah, I feel like this has really been it's a good map, and I sort of like know if I'm gonna do something weird, I can like do it deliberately. Yeah, rather than, oh, that was dissonant, you know. Yeah.
That's huge. So the map thing, it sounds like more confidence. And then I think that's a really big thing for songwriters when you're saying that if you do something dissonant, it's because you're doing it on purpose and you're giving yourself that artistic integrity to maybe do something a little weird. Because I think a lot of songwriters specifically, maybe they think that, oh, I don't want to learn music theory, or I don't want to study the guitar because it's going to kill my creativity. So what is maybe like your perspective on that?
That's a big question. That encompasses a lot. Yeah, I guess like along the lines of like, you know, dissonance and making creative choices, like I do like to make weird creative choices, and I actually feel like the thing that was holding me back was like the fear of judgment, that like I'm gonna do something or play something or write something, and then like somebody else is going to look at that and be like, well, this is incorrect because XYZ doesn't fit into the scale, whatever. And I'm like, I don't have the background to counter that, or like, I don't feel like I have the foundation to like really understand what they're talking about so that I can talk about what I'm talking about, if that makes sense.
Totally.
So, yeah, that's really more what it's been. It's just like confidence in myself and like my own choices that like I can communicate on the same level as like people who went to music school and like people who have that like really ingrained foundation. Because I didn't like, you know, learn an instrument as like a child. Like I didn't learn it like 3 or 4 years old when you're kind of supposed to like to have that like the perfect pitch and all of the like things that come with knowing music as a language, like a child learns a language, and kind of having to like pick it up more as like a teenager and then as an adult, you know. It's like yeah, like learning the language and being able to speak it with people is big. Yeah.
That's a huge deal. What role do you think that this guitar program has played in you being able to get to that point to confidently converse with, you know, people who have gone to music school and these other musicians?
Yeah, I mean, just understanding like intervals and the shapes, and like how the intervals kind of manifest in the different shapes is very useful. Um, and like I can sort of hear like what somebody's doing, and then I can figure out, you know, I can be like, okay, well, this half step works within what they're doing. So it's, you know, it can only be one of, you know, a certain number of scales, or at least I can like make sense of the scale that they're playing. So I could like, you know, I could still do something in like a mode, you know, but I at least sort of know where I'm going with it. So it's like, okay, if I want to play something minor, I know like where all of the flat thirds are and that kind of a thing. Yeah, I have a map for what I'm doing, what I'm hearing, and like what I want to do with what somebody else is playing. Yeah.
Yeah, that totally makes sense. I mean, I know that you've been studying music and studying the guitar for a long time, so I don't necessarily want to take all the credit for, you know, this confidence that you have and the map that you have, but maybe speak to like, to what extent has this guitar program really helped you like fill in all the spaces on that map?
Oh yeah. I mean, this has really like been the knowledge and like the application that I've been seeking for like a long time. 'Cause like I've taken guitar lessons or just like music classes in like different like little spurts. So I had a guitar teacher who just kind of showed me how to play chords and just like got me started on the guitar when I was like 13. And then I kind of went self-taught after that. And then I did a music theory course online that was very piano based. But it was sort of like, okay, so this is like the pattern of the major scale and the minor scale and stuff. I mean, I didn't retain a lot of it. And a lot of the like inversions and things were very foreign to me because I do not play piano. Like I get it visually, but it just like, it's not where my mind goes. My mind goes to the guitar. But I didn't have that same, yeah, like the application of that to my instrument. And then I took lessons with a jazz guitar teacher who I was like, I want to learn how to solo, you know, from him. And he showed me like 5 positions in like a vertical sort of a way, very like memorization based. And it like didn't super click for me. And I think like also just the fretboard memorization wasn't there for me at that point, and like it didn't connect with that, so I still felt like there was a piece missing. And like I saw how like Kevin's like my lead guitarist, and he could just kind of like see everything across. Like he could play, some riff like from the lowest fret to the highest fret, without like pausing to think about it. Whereas like I felt like my knowledge and my like feel of the guitar was very like grouped, like very segmented. So yeah, like seeing it across the strings, understanding where all the notes are and where all of the half steps are and that kind of thing. It's just kind of like put it all together. It's what I was looking for real.
That's huge.
Yeah.
That's
and it's
amazing.
also like Kevin is like playing so well. It's like fucking magic, right?
Yeah.
And it's like what does he know that I don't? And yeah, this is it. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's huge. And we probably talked about this during our first conversation, but did you ever try to kind of like ask Kevin for lessons, or was there some sort of difficulty there?
No, not really. I don't know. I guess it's just like being in a band is like a different power dynamic, so it was like kind of strange. I don't know. Yeah, I never asked him for lessons. I don't know. Yeah, this never happened. But and also like he didn't have like a whole curriculum for it, so I didn't want to like put that on him. But yeah, like a lot of the extra credit exercises were really big. Just like seeing how shapes translate down the neck is really, really helpful.
Awesome. If you were having a conversation with someone who was in a similar place that you were at just a couple months ago, where maybe they know a little bit of music theory, like you mentioned, they've taken guitar lessons, they've taken online music courses, but that map that you talk about, they still just don't have that map totally filled out, and they don't feel comfortable writing on the guitar or having conversations with other musicians. They have seen this program, maybe they've watched some of the videos, they're interested in the program, but they're not exactly sure it's a great fit for them. What would you say to someone in that position?
I mean, I would say like this was the kind of guitar program that I was looking for, and it was everything that I hoped it would be.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's high praise. Everything?
Of course. Yeah, no, for real.
Wow.
It was, all that and more, like I wanted to memorize all the notes on the guitar, and like, it's not an easy thing to like break it down in that way. I really felt like I was like becoming like a grade schooler again, learning my like multiplication tables and stuff, like the roteness, but that's really what I needed. Like that was what was missing from my playing. Yeah. And I was getting like really like kind of just tired of my like practice routine and my warm-ups and all of that, and it's just kind of like turned all of that on its head, and like I've been like really interrogating like every part of my playing. So yeah, it's been a revolution in my guitar playing. That's what I would say.
Dang, that's huge. Yeah. I'm so happy for you.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah. Very good, very good, very good. Awesome. I think that's basically all of the questions that I specifically had in mind. Is there kind of anything about the guitar program that we haven't hit on yet, or any other kind of feelings about it that you might want to kind of express?
I kind of feel like there's the program itself, and then there's all of these like little lessons that are like so simple, but that have sort of changed everything. And I feel like that's been like so valuable. Because there's like the surface, like the content, and then there's also like, okay, like quality of practice, like learn things correctly, slowly. That's just like been an attitude change for me, you know, and like bringing that to practice. So, um, yeah, that's just like something I think about a lot when I'm thinking about this program. Yeah, I bring that to like the stuff that I practice for like my band, you know, when I'm like sitting down to rehearse for a show. I'm like, okay, I need to like play this slower, play it right, learn it right so I can like do it correctly on stage. Like I just learned the wrong thing because I'm impatient. So like figuring out how to have that patience with myself has been like a big change. Yeah.
I'm proud of you, Jasmine. That's
Hey,
great.
thank you. Yeah, like seriously, yeah. Thank you for all this help. I like, I feel like I missed out on like going to college for music, so this was like catching up, brushing up.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I had a pretty intense experience at college, but the community aspect was so wonderful. And that's really a big aspect of why I started this guitar program, was to kind of create that university community environment for people that, you know, might not be able to go back to university for whatever reason. But yeah, I mean, the fact that you came for the outcome of the program itself and you left with these kind of meta skills of how to practice, how to think about your own playing. I mean, that's huge. You've acquired like you've acquired the secret achievements that I hope that all the students are able to get to.
Yeah, and like I love the community aspect of it too. It's fun. Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, we like to have fun.
Yeah, like getting together with everyone like weekly, it's just feels good. Like when I can make it to community practice or I mean community practice and community call. Yeah, it's fun. It's like kind of gotten me back on like breaking down songs and like playing along to music that I like. Which is just like soul feeding and creative, and it's just nice. Just what I want to do with music.
Yeah, me too. It's a lot of fun. Music is fun alone, but it's even more fun together. I think my final question for you is, there's so many options for guitar education nowadays on the internet and elsewhere. So what was it about me and my guitar program that made you feel really confident about moving forward with this program?
Well, your pitch for the program was really unique, in my opinion. There's a lot of like things to get you started on the guitar, but not a lot of things that like kind of help you finish your knowledge on the guitar. So this was definitely that. And like I knew that you'd been like teaching guitar for a long time and just teaching music for a really long time. So I was like, this guy's got the sauce. Yeah, you turned all of that knowledge into a program, which is super cool. That's just a cool thing to share with the world. A nice thing to partake in as a student.
Jasmine, I'm super proud of you. Congratulations.
Hey, I'm proud of you.